They're talking me through it, and they're looking with me, and then they see what I see this time and they say, go for it. And then I nail it beautifully first try. They see it, and then the tube fogs, chest rise and fall, and then they let me finish taping, turning on the vent, and doing pretty much everything from that point forward until we need to do the paperwork. So then the CRNA steps in and starts typing on the paperwork. The anesthesiologist just leaves. And for me to have done that after failing, just it brought so much relief, because up until this point I hadn't missed an airway because I was always playing it safe, and I had only ever done it if I felt confident. Otherwise I just step out of the way. So to fail it and have them make me do it again properly, just it feels so good. Like, it's just to have failed, it's like, okay, I've messed up, it's recoverable, and I can do this again in the future. The entire time they were all so kind and gentle and helpful, not panicking, just being very, it was just a safe environment for you to learn in, and it was fantastic. It was great. After that, I go to another room again to pick up another intubation, just because they're sending me around, and it's great learning for me. This patient is Spanish speaking only, so then I go into the room and I start speaking to the patient, and the anesthesiologist tells me this patient is Spanish speaking only. So then I speak to the patient, I just introduce myself, nothing fancy, in Spanish. And the anesthesiologist, who I've worked with a few times and I'm pretty close with, he jokes around with me a lot. He goes, now tell the patient in Spanish that you are a show-off for that. And I'm like, I don't know how to say that. And he goes, yes, you do. Say it to the patient right now. I didn't say it to the patient, but I did end up intubating. So then this patient we had on a different bed than we normally do. So they were kind of like far from the bed. So then as the anesthesiologist is looking at it and looking at me, he goes, you know, Dakota, you're probably the only person in this room that can actually intubate this patient right now. And I'm like, what? And he goes, you're the only one with long enough arms to reach this patient, so don't mess it up. Thanks, I mean, no pressure, I guess, but I had already had that relief from the previous case. So then I nail it, and then I thank them, and that was pretty much the end of my day. It was a really fantastic day. It started off really scary, but it ended up being a really great day, and I'm glad for all of it. That was a great way to end my second week of my anesthesia rotation. I'm cheesing again.